All right, greetings and welcome back to episode 4 of Exo Plays Spyro Season of Ice on the Game Boy Advance. I'm Exo, of course, and we are in the middle of Panda Gardens. We're gonna wrap up this stage real quick before moving on to the rest of the Winter Fairy Worlds. So yeah, and I guess the baskets and vases that drop like multiple items that scatter about, you know, those come back, but they have new sound design. Speaking of which, isn't it great how this game carries over the same sound design from Spyro 2 and 3, like the jump sound effect and the gem sound effect? When you collect gems, they drop the little 3D numbers. It's like I said, this game feels like a love letter to the PS1 games from Digital Eclipse, who built these GBA games. It feels like they had played the first 3 games and understood what worked about them and tried their best to recreate them in isometric 2D. Yeah. There's a fucking mystery jar. I hate those things. So we're gonna steer clear of it for the time being, and we'll worry about that later. Yeah, and it is... I don't know, I'm kind of running out of stuff to say, honestly. There's gotta be something to go on. I don't know, after we finish the Winter Fairy Worlds, I'm probably gonna have to bring along a guest, just to fill the time, because there's only so much I could say about, Season of Ice. It's not like, the first 3 games where there's something different happening in every level. Like, all the levels follow the same formula. On behalf of the Panda Garden staff, I would like to thank you for spending some of your tranquil time here. Have a frozen treat on your way out. Bye-bye now. And you rescued Steffi, which I'm pretty sure was the name of a mermaid we met in Mermaid Coast. Regardless. And once again, because by defeating an enemy, we got warped to somewhere we didn't want to go. Oh, sorry. So we got warped somewhere we didn't want to go. Now we have to waste time trying to find our way back. And now I can't talk to that guy anymore because I skipped through all his dialogue. And we got the last of these things. That's just neat. Well, Spyro, your flame sure comes in handy. Thanks. So thankfully it seems that we were respawned right the same place we were, so I'll take it. Alright, so you guys might remember during my Spyro 1 and 3 playthroughs that I would often talk about aha moments, where you would figure out something creative about the platforming and whatnot. Well, Spyro Season of Ice has kind of the same thing going for it, but much worse, because it's isometric. And like I said, I don't think the fact these games are isometric is bad. My hero! But there are a couple of, like, I feel like this can work as a Spyro gameplay style, but the problem is that some of the level design just doesn't work with the camera angle, like, especially seeing as GBA only has so much resolution to work with, you know? Especially with Spyro being stuck in the center of the screen the whole time. You know, thankfully this isn't like a big action game or anything, but... So it could have been worse is what I'm trying to say, but, you know, still. Alright, so here's the chest, and I believe that should be it for this level. Unless if there's some platform I haven't been to. How much we got left? We have... Okay, so we're missing... Oh, I know. I know where that guy is. You guys ready for a mystery jar? Once again, using the L button to move the camera, very helpful. So you aren't just jumping blindly into nothing. So it is good that they at least were nice enough to include that. But, you know, really, this game plays a lot better with a map, trust me. Like, I used a map during my practice playthrough at certain points just because it's just like, I didn't feel like figuring out where something was, so I was like, well, maybe there's a platform I haven't been to, and sure enough there was. Alright, I'm missing a red guy. Somewhere around here. There it is. Now all we have to do is take care of that mystery jar and we're done this level. It's gotta be somewhere around here, I think. Alright,
Just the dragon I was looking for. My brother Lum was trying to find a place of solitude away from the Rhinox and hid in this vase. But now he's stuck and the vase keeps disappearing. Please help him.
Alright, so... This is another case where a map would be helpful because, you know, if you have not done a practice playthrough of this game, unlike me, you may not know where the hell that was. This isn't like the 3D games where, you know, the levels have unique set pieces and whatnot, but this is just like, you have to know where this is. And thankfully, I have played this game recently, so I do know where they are, but, you know, it's just another reason why this game should have had a map in the North American release. I don't know why they never bothered to re-release the North American version with the map, even with the 2-pack. I don't know why, but it is really annoying that it's not in this game. It is so useful. Go play the Japanese version, please, please, I implore you. If you were going to play this video game, play the Japanese version. Like, nothing that the NPCs has said has been interesting enough to justify wandering around with no clue where to go. So, trust me on this. You will like this game a lot more with the map system in it. I digress. So, the last bit of the mystery jar should be up here. Somewhere. There it is. Ugh, it's gonna make me run around all over hell. And I do have to say, I know that Abif was talking about this during, you know, when we were leading up to Spyro 3, about how he felt like, and I don't know, personally I felt this too, that with Spyro 3 it seemed like I ran into the situation of missing exactly one gem and not knowing where it is far more often. But this game especially is really bad about that.
Oh, Lum, I'm so glad you're safe. Spyro, please take my meditation crystal as a thank you gift.
We've rescued another fairy. And we have fully completed this stage, so we can get the fuck out of here. I do appreciate how they included the scene of Spyro flying like that, and all the gems coming into the big gem, you know? Because that was always one of the most satisfying little details from the old game. So like I said, it feels like they did play the old games before they made this one, so... That to me is, I do appreciate that, because there's some times where it feels like people who remake stuff don't do that, or make a sequel, you know? Like, it felt like Eurocom when they were making Hero's Tale. It felt like they hadn't played the first 3 Spyro games. And they just made up whatever. Like, the attention to continuity was absolutely abysmal.
It is a relief to see you, Spyro. A platoon of nasty Rhinox has invaded our village right in the middle of morning maneuvers. Please help us get rid of them. So I think these are supposed to be the hummingbirds from Sergeant Bird's Fort in the 3rd game. Once more Spyro 3, more Spyro 3 nostalgia, is what I'm trying to say. So this is one of the worst levels in the game, by far. I fucking hate Hummingbird Fort so fucking much. Like, and it's really, the reason is really nothing new. It's basically a culmination of all those criticisms I've offered multiple times up to this point. Just being worse. And that's the fact that there's so many enemies in this level that will knock you off a fucking platform out of nowhere, and then you have to go light all the campfires again. It's just a big pain in the butt to play. But thankfully, since I have that prior experience, I know how to avoid some of that. Spyro, you are just the soldier I need to help me with the rescue mission. This Rhinox captured 6 members of my brigade and locked them in cages. I think your charge move should break these cage doors.
Alright, so that's our special mission for this level, is freeing the hummingbirds from their prisons. Okay, those guys, those fucking... God, what are those called? Not landmines. Mortars. Those mortar Rhinox that have those little mortar cannons are the worst fucking enemies in this level. And one of the biggest reasons why I hate playing it so much. Like, those fuckers will shoot you out of nowhere when you can't even see them. Like, thankfully there'll be these little targeting reticles so you'll know where they'll be shooting from. But it is really annoying to be playing this level and then all of a sudden, oh, I got hit by a guy I can't even see. And look, there are two of them lying around. You better take them out as quickly as possible. They will kill you and you will have to replay a bunch of the level all over again. So trust me on that one. Go for the enemies first. And I'm probably going to be skipping some of the areas of this game until I kill some of these enemies because it got really bad in the last playthrough I did. I'm sure that NPC had nothing interesting to say, so we're not missing anything. Okay, so let's grab that gem real quick. And hey, look, fodder is actually in this game for once. And those soldier guys, I'm pretty sure we've already seen them in one of the other levels. I think they get reused a third time in yet another level, so get used to them. Those mortar Rhinox will come back, I'm pretty sure. Can't remember which level, but I'm pretty sure they have some other type of explosive at that time. And
where's that meanie who locked me in that ice crystal? I'm ready to zap him!
speaking of which, from a story perspective, I'm sure that if we were TGX, we would have talked about that for 20 minutes up to this point. You've got to wonder, and see, I managed to do that to myself, I'm not sure how. And the NPCs feel the need to talk your ear off every single time you respawn. Thankfully, we're not that far in the level, and I actually can remember where all the campfires are from memory, which makes things a little easier, but still, it's just like, God, what a huge punishment for a simple mistake. Like, I'm okay with having there be challenge and making deaths have consequence, but there's gotta be something better than making me replay the entire giant maze level all over again. It's frankly, that is something that really annoys me about this game, and that's why it is by far the worst game in the GBA trilogy, easily. Is just that one little thing, and it's just like, if they had fixed that, I think this game would actually be pretty damn good, honestly. Like, just a few tiny tweaks would make such a big difference to this video game. Like, if it had a map, if you combined the Japanese version's map with improving these flammable objects so you don't have to get them all over again whenever you die, this game would go from like a 6 out of 10 to like a 7.5 easily. Like, it would make such a big difference, in my opinion. But unfortunately, unless if you have some experience with GBA ROM hacking, I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Because I did try before I did my practice playthrough to figure out a way to like import the English dialogue from the North American version and put it into the Japanese version, but there just wasn't a tool to do that, and it just seemed like something that would be more trouble than it was worth. So if you are a ROM hacker and are willing to give something like that a try, I would very much invite you to do so, because I think the world could use an English version of this game with a map. And if you can somehow manage to fix the campfire shit too, that would be great. This game would be much better. Okay, so you could see over there, this is what I was talking about in the previous one of the previous parts, is you can see that there's a platform over there that is yellow, and we can see over here that the yellow platforms are higher than these green ones. So that is telling us that we should not glide over there. So that's what I was talking about when I was talking about, you know, like visual design and all that. And that's an example of the visual design being inconsistent and fucking me over. And that's another reason why I hate Hummingbird Fort, is because this, out of all the levels in the game, I feel like I run into that problem the most here. In terms of enemies knocking me off ledges and forcing me to redo shit, and in terms of, you know, just annoying crap with enemies, and the visual design being unhelpful. Because it's like, you look at that green platform and you think you can jump on it, because it's not one of the big yellow ones. And I didn't mean to go over here, but I'll take it. I'll free that guy there.
Thank you, Spyro!
And kill the spear fucker before he knocks me off a ledge, because it's just like, Jesus. The enemies in this game do not fuck around. Like, some of the ones in the, because you know what, that is something, ironically, that I always complained about in the previous games, is that the enemies were too easy. But then you play this game and, you know, feel the consequences of getting knocked off a ledge, and then I quickly changed my mind. That is something that's actually a lot better about Season of Flame as well, is that it has tough enemies that will actually hurt you, like from the very beginning, but they don't do stupid horse shit with a bunch of crap respawning every time you get knocked off ledge. Like, I almost got knocked off that ledge there by that mortar guy. I feel like a mortar guy is a lost Mario enemy or something. Or you could quickly change that to murder guy or something. And there's another cage. And I guess that was the last one. Thanks to you, we can resume our training session. The soldiers of Hummingbird Company DC would like to have this trophy to show our appreciation. I'm pretty sure Corporal Marie was the Hummingbird that was Sergeant Bird's second in command. Coco, just like the movie. Remember me. You know, Abby, you hyped up that movie quite a bit. And, you know, it was pretty damn good, I must say, but it's like, it wasn't like life-changing good or anything, but I don't know, regardless. We missed some stuff over here because I kind of skipped ahead in the level just a little bit, just to get rid of that fucking... You know, and now that I'm done with... Actually, might as well save that for later. Get that campfire. So thankfully this level is, if I can give it credit for anything, Hummingbird Fort is at least more linear than some of the other levels, in that there's kind of a clear pathway forward and it kind of circles around towards the beginning. So it makes it much easier to remember where shit is. But, you know, still, it's like the problems with the enemies knocking you off ledges and all of the campfires resetting is just so egregious. Like... It's like I was telling TGX before I started this playthrough, I'm like, I'm just gonna be making the same 3 criticisms over and over again, and I was right. Because it's just like, I don't know, what else am I supposed to say about, you know, this game? Like, there's some positives, like, I actually think the soundtrack of this game is pretty fucking good. Like I said, I did not grow up with Stuart Copeland. That was not my childhood with Spyro music. Robert Baffy was my Spyro composer as a kid. And I do think that Bob Baffy's compositions in these games... See, that's what I'm talking about! That is what I am talking about! I'm minding my own fucking business, and all of a sudden, a mortar comes out of nowhere, knocks me off the level, now I have to go light all the fucking campfires again, and get the key again. It's just like, why? What is the point of that? What does that add to this video game? I really don't understand, and it's just like... You could tell me all day about how terrible Enter the Dragonfly is and how I was too nice to it or whatever, but it's just like, when I'm playing Enter the Dragonfly, this kind of shit does not happen to me over and over again. You know what I mean? Like, with the exception of those stupid wizard rip talks in Thieves' Den, which are really stupid. How like the fucking reflection windshield thing doesn't work properly, so I have to keep inching my way around until it hits him properly. That was annoying, but other than that, you know, it was pretty straightforward levels. Pretty good platforming for the most part. It's like that game is better than this. I know that might seem like blasphemy to some people, but it's the truth. This game is not as good as Enter the Dragonfly. And it does pain me to say it because I love the GBA sequels, but it's just like, when I'm playing Enter the Dragonfly, I never get as angry as I do with this game sometimes, where it's just, I'm minding my own business and suddenly I'm just dead. That's really bad, honestly. And that's why I can't bring myself to hate Enter the Dragonfly all that much. Or part of it, at least. And it's just like, coming into this for the practice playthrough, I didn't remember me hating aspects of this game that much. Well done, Private Dragon. Take these frozen POWs with you, and I bid you adieu. So yeah, I do think they are supposed to be the same hummingbirds from Spyro 3, but they're red instead of green, and they're tiny. So I don't know what happened with that, if they are supposed to be the same ones or whatever. Thankfully, we are almost done with Hummingbird Fort. Pretty sure that was the last fairy, so all we need... we still need to get the campfires, don't we? Well, at least all the enemies are dead, so that'll make things a little easier. I'm pretty sure the last... So that's gotta be the... No, it's not. There's another campfire I didn't get. Great. And now we get into something that is only a problem in this game, is when you have searched everywhere and still somehow have not found everything. So now that's what we get to do before the part ends, is look around for the last campfire that we didn't light. It's probably gotta be that one. And I got all the gems from that, so that's gotta be the last one. Thank fucking God. Let's get out of here.
Wow, I wish these campfires had been lit before. They would have warmed me up.
I'm pretty sure we're back towards the beginning, so probably get to the treasure chest with our key that we need to use. It's gotta be over here somewhere, right? There it is. And then that should be it for gems. Okay, thank fucking God we are done with this shitty level. Let's get the fuck out of here. And yeah, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today, gentles and ladiesmen. Hope you enjoyed. Join me next time in episode 5, and we'll play a couple. I think we have another regular level, a speedway, and a spark section left to go in this world, and then I think there will be a boss. So yeah. So see you guys in part 5.